Hi, my name is Tom Akinola, and today normally I'm supposed to be doing a video call, but today I was able to have my guest come here, so this is gonna be like almost like a FaceTime. Without further ado, my guest.
Hi, so my name is Ayo Akinola. I am a professional athlete playing for Toronto FC, down in Major League Soccer, and I currently represent the under 23 men's national team for the United States. And I'm also a part-time assistant coach working on getting my C license.
So, just a couple questions. So, for my audience, what is a C license?
So basically, a C license is like more like a pathway that you need to do just to get up to being a full-time assistant coach. So particularly a C license is basically working with kids from age 13 to 18, just a little working on the fundamentals of what it is to be a coach, learning different drills or, games, and just learning how to like develop the player.
So, would you say that's the beginning license, or is there something lower than that?
So that's like the C license is basically like the middle class of it. The beginning one is there's no license for it. There's no name for the license for it. It's more like a child development program, ages from like you're like 4 to like 10, and that's basically like working with kids, just getting along with them, just just basically just more having a good time with them.
Makes sense, makes sense. So, is there any future aspirations to get higher in your license? Because I've heard that the highest license to get is your FIFA license, but I wasn't too sure. So,
Yeah, so basically for the professional stages, that's more like your B or A license, and that's working with like from like anybody who's a professional athlete. So, where you see on TV like, like Barcelona or or the like Toronto FC or LA Galaxy or stuff like that around Major League Soccer around Europe. Those are like where you get your license from, and that's how you like attain, like that's where you want to work your way up to, just to be along those sidelines.
so as you stated to my audience before, you said that you were also a professional athlete. So, how are you able to juggle both being an athlete and a coach?
So right now, just being with Toronto FC, I'm also able to work with the kids, down in the lower age groups. So, I have, as I was part of the academy, so I know coaches prior to the past that have helped me develop my way up to professional. So usually after training, I'd usually, go to them, and like sometimes I, run the sessions for them, or like just oversee the players' development, their drills, kind of be like, almost their right hand man, just to see how their development is, what they need to work on, and sometimes just give feedback.
So, would it be safe to say that you feel like the experience of learning and being there every day in and out, is much more important than actually like book work and stuff like that and like
Yes,
courses?
yes, because I feel like for me the experience is the best teacher. Just going out, just being there with the kids, experiencing yourself, like what you need to work on for yourself as well. Just not on the kids as well, like the way you talk to the kids, how you conduct yourself around, because the way you conduct yourself to the kids is how the kids are gonna react. So just learning from yourself, just how to behave, how to do drills. Also giving feedback to the head coach that I feel like they need to work on this or they need to do on that, or just having a one-on-one, communication with the players as well. Just saying, hey, I like what you're doing, but you need to do this better, or vice versa, or something like that.
So that makes sense. Nice. So obviously, the experience is one of the main important things. But would you also say that, you know, doing some online courses and like maybe taking some classes help with that too?
Yes, yeah. I feel like just taking some online classes definitely helps. As I said, I feel like experience is the best teacher, but also just going back online, going to the books, just seeing. I feel like for those are like the basics and those are the fundamentals that they have there. So I feel like just seeing that and working on that is like also a very good tool as well.
Yeah, very true. So, as you can see with this new pandemic of COVID-19, which I hope everyone is staying safe, how are you still able to learn as a coach and keep building yourself so you can keep learning?
So basically, just with all this, Corona thing, the pandemic that's going on, we have Zoom calls. Each coach or someone who's aspiring to be a coach has a Zoom call with the main head coach of, getting your license. The head coach will just, talk us through the basics or what you need to learn. And the head coach will give us questions on a situation or a scenario. Like, what do you do when this happens or when this occurs? How do you handle it? What are some drills that'll make say like a striker better or a defender better or a midfield better? What are some drills that you can give?
Nice, nice. Very interesting. So, I know we were talking earlier and you said that for the Zoom calls, like some of the coaches allow you to go to the under 15s or under 14s and allow you to join their calls and see how they interact with their players.
Right.
Would you care to elaborate a little more on like how those go?
So basically, just with all this pandemic going on, as a professional athlete and just in the professional environment, you're even when you're not working, you're still working. So basically, what the under 15s or under 14s does, they have the Zoom calls, every day, usually around the morning. And usually the head coach will just be, giving, just giving tips, on what needs to be improved during, throughout the team. What can we improve on? How can we be better? What are our weaknesses as a team? What are our strengths? And basically just giving verbal communication to the kids. So this is the time for them to work on their craft, now that they're not, on the field, but individually they can, up their game a little bit. And, and for me especially, I feel like it's also good that I also give feedback on what I see, because I feel like, being almost the right hand man for a head coach. I feel like for me, players, it's always good to hear from a second side, So I feel like that's where I come in. I give the players feedback, tell them, what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, to kind of be stern but fair at the same time. And, just giving that proper communication to kids, I feel like is really beneficial.
That's very true because at the same time, as a young athlete, you've been there, you've played there, you've made it to the highest level. So obviously, kids are probably more likely to listen to what you have to say.
Right.
So I completely understand that. So since you're talking about strengths, what do you feel as an assistant coach is the most the strengths that you feel like you have and feel like coaches need to have in order to be an effective coach?
I think for me personally, I think it's just being able to build a relationship with the players. No player is not going to play for a coach that they don't like. So I feel like for me, the first step is just to connect with the players. Just build with them as a person, not as a player. Just see, have that. How can I point this out? Just be there for them. That no matter what any situation comes, I always have their back and they can always count on me. For me, I think as a head coach, what I feel like needs to be worked on, I think it's also the connection with players, because I feel like not too many coaches have that. I feel like coaches have favoritism on who they like as on a team. They like this one player, they don't like this one player, or they just show their emotions to one player rather than the other. And I feel like doing having that, I feel like it just breaks the team, because there's no I in team, and I feel like just building that relationship with every single player, not just one player or a few players, really brings the team together and makes it strong.
And as a player myself, I can atone to that is very true, and you do see it from other coaches that there's favoritism, which a lot of people feel, and me too. I feel like that shouldn't be. So I could attest to that, building a relationship with your players. Yes. So, as a coach, what do you feel is most demanding for you to learn to be a successful coach?
I think for me, I personally believe is like from what I said in the previous is being stern but fair, and let me elaborate to that. I feel like, you have to give, like when players are not doing things right, I feel like you just have to give it to them, give that extra push, not being too nice always at times, because if you're as a coach, if you're too nice, the players will take advantage of you. So there's a balance in between of when is the right time to joke around with the players and be funny, happy, nice, kind, and there's a difference to be, on your A game, being firm with your decision as a coach, like more of like a do as I say mentality, and like play the way I want to play, and also just having that grit and also having that control, that power, stating that this is my team as well.
No, that's very true. Because as for me, when I've talked to other coaches, they've told me that they felt that for them, it's like they have to know all the answers. And the reason to that is because they feel that a lot of players and stuff come to them asking them questions and they're expected to know the answers. So hearing your different side of your story and how you feel is a good eye opener for me as well. So just a couple more questions. What did you feel got you to be a coach? What made you want to become a coach?
For me, I think it's just, just having the desire just to get people better. I feel like for me, I'm just not. I always look at. I always look out for everyone else, other than myself. So I like to make other players happy. I like to make players, feel good about themselves. And I feel like just, me learning and like what I can give to other players to make them become a better player. I feel like that's why that's why, I have the passion to become a coach.
That's very nice, very nice. My last question is for you becoming a coach, where do you feel like you see yourself after everything is done?
I definitely want to, after my C license, I definitely want to hit my A and B license. I feel like that's where I want to be, the professional level. I feel like that's my target, that's my aim, that's my goal. After retiring from soccer, I feel like I can become, crucial and be a benefit to players. Just learning the experience for me, and like basically just like, you played the game for so long, so you already know what's gonna happen, how it plays down. You already know the drills that you're gonna do. And basically kind of know the player's tendencies, because you were once what you were once was as a player. So I feel like that could be crucial.
Nice. And just for fun, if you were to become a coach, what team would you want to coach?
For me, it's always been FC Barcelona.
Oh, Barcelona guy. Okay.
Yeah.
There you have it, guys. Thank you so much for our Q&A. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you for having me, guys.